we are using a new platform.
We always are.
We always are.
So
But I originally started on this platform called Riverside, and they just did a live chat feed or a live, you can go live. And so we are figuring this out. We've been trying to find something,
oh,
we've
there
been
we
trying to
are.
find a platform where we can just do everything and only learn the one platform. And
It did it.
yeah, but now we got to get our, where's our
Hmm. Click on the chat.
chat?
Click on it. Click on live stream chat.
Yeah, I'm on the live stream chat.
Oh, well, let me do a test.
So yeah, hopefully we can get, we were trying to figure this out before I got sick and went into the hospital. So hopefully we have figured this out.
Well, it said we're starting to get the chat in there. So,
Yeah. So, okay. So the chat's just not connected.
mm-hmm.
Oh, let me turn that down. So our chat's just not connected. We were trying to get this all set up before I got sick and went into the hospital. And so we had started with a program called StreamYard and then OBS. And like it just feels like there's, but Riverside's where I originally started recording my podcast. So that's what we're hoping to keep in Riverside. Just came out with this brand with the live option. And so we're giving it a try. Hopefully it works. Um, oh, you're so sweet, Lamb. Thank you. It says, seeing you two live is much better than waiting for Taylor Swift to drop her new album. Don't tell my daughter-in-law that because she is an avid junkie Taylor Swift junkie. So yeah, looks like and I posted this live yesterday and I didn't get like any, it's weird. I didn't get any likes on it or anything on YouTube. So I think maybe we've fallen out of the algorithm. We got to get back into the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's audio is very quiet. Okay, we'll have to talk deeper into our.
Well, I will start talking louder. So,
Yeah, we've been a little bit more soft spoken. Although today I literally had I got a sore throat in the car. I
mm-hmm.
blasted the music up as high as I could possibly get it and got a little bit of a sore throat. So is that better? Hopefully you can hear us a little bit better. I've been a little bit more soft spoken since I've been out of the hospital. Um yeah. Oh, can you hear, you can hear me on my computer in my office.
Yep.
So I'm going to let Cory go ahead and take over and I'm going to go turn off my computer. How funny.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I need to get the notes up here so I can start reading from the computer screen. So, how's everybody going? Hello, Denmark.
How hilarious. I'm like, who can I hear talking? We're home alone, but it's us. We're in there chatting away. So it looks like we're getting quite a few people on. Thank you, Trina. Says, love listening to you guys while I work. I have learned a lot about the AUB via your channel. Oh, thank you. Um, yeah, we've posted our very first Sister Wives recap again, just barely. And that was amazing. It was fun to get back in the saddle with that. Um, so now I feel like we're just, yeah, starting to get back to things. I have been a little bit slower since going into the hospital. I feel like I'm slow all the time now. So let me catch up with yeah, hopefully we can see what we type to you guys on our note in our chat section, but you guys can't see it. And we're not getting your comments back
So
in
we're
our
learning. I'm
in our
figuring
chat
that out.
section. Yeah, I wonder why it's not working. I can see it on my phone. I just can't see it there where you can repost it. We're going to get this figured out. We're hoping to just stay with just this one program. We're too old to learn 500 million programs and I feel like there's we were jumping between like 15 different programs. So I'm happy to not have to do that anymore. Let's see. Oh, yay. Happy Mom says, because of you, I have begun working on my healing and raising my vibrations. Thank you. I love that. I love feedback like that. Um, oh, and then Corey's sister, Katie says, hey, fam, happy to see Mel all healthy. Yeah, thank you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing so much better. I'm still really tired and I wear out a little bit faster um, than I normally did, which is really been a process for me. So we're going to take you along in this healing journey because there's so much that has happened in the last 3 weeks since I got sick. So today marks 3 weeks since my surgery. And so there's so much that I've been going through mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of it, just working on healing and getting better. Um, what was I singing in the car today? Eminem.
Eminem.
Eminem is one of my favorite all-time singers. There's one that one of my favorite songs is Lose It. It just is so motivating. And then I've had the other one on repeat. Now let me go see what the name of the song is because I actually really don't know the name of the song. Um, I mean, I do, but uh, and then the other one is Till I Collapse by Eminem because I've been feeling so weak lately that yeah, it's one of those motivating ones. And I've been um working out a little bit slowly working out. I've been working out my arms, just trying to stay healthy, taking walks around our yard. Um, that's so yeah, I like literally got a sore throat from screaming Eminem in the car today. But Eminem, I don't know why he's just always been one of my I mean, he's got some stuff that I don't really care for, don't listen to, but some of his songs that are like really motivational and inspirational for me, yeah. Um Let's see. Did we see his documentary that played this weekend in theaters? No, I didn't even know.
Mm-mm.
We have been so in our own we've been staying in our own lane. So with work, my company got absorbed by another company. So I've been going through the transition of that as well on top of healing. So I haven't looked at I was telling Corey, I'm like, it feels
I
good to
know.
drive around town. We went and took our daughter's car in to get an oil change for her while she was at work today. And like, God, it feels good to kind of drive around and be out and about in public.
Yeah.
Oh, um, so yeah, somebody says Cody is going to go on special forces. Apparently, no one likes him. Yeah, we're going to watch that. Even if and for no other reason but a good comedy
Good
relief,
laugh.
we're going to watch that. And so I'm excited to see how that goes. Um, so I think that's going to be funny. I've seen a lot of commentary from different Sister Wives creators. And so I'm excited to see how that goes. Why don't you just click on that chat really quick and give it a like, just put show in the stream and let's see if it actually pops
Well,
up.
it just brings here.
Well, right, exactly. So is it showing on our live? Yeah, we're trying to figure out like all of our nope, it's not showing up on the live either.
Yeah, it is. It's just we're behind.
Oh, we're so far behind. Oh, okay.
So there it is.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, why can we do ours but we can't do anyone else's? That's
We'll figure this out.
yeah, we will. And you guys will probably get a couple surprise lives throughout the week as we're
Yeah.
trying to
Trying
figure
to
out
learn
this
this.
new system. So so yeah, if you haven't watched any of our videos, I did a video on where we've been. All we did not post anything the entire month of July, which is really we didn't purposely mean to do that. It just that's yeah, with work, I think we had six transactions closed in July on top of our wedding anniversary, on top of me getting sick and
Hospital.
hospitalized. July was a crazy month for us.
Thanks,
Um,
Melinda.
oh yeah, thank you,
That is
Melinda, for
awesome.
that super chat. We really appreciate that. Um, but I'm doing really well. Thank you guys for asking. I'm actually doing really well. I am listening to my body and taking it slow and relaxing. And honestly, I think there's only been in the last 3 weeks, maybe 2 days that I haven't napped in the
Yeah.
afternoon. I've been taking a lot of naps.
But getting healthy again. We're trying to
Yeah.
get back into being healthy and going to do our walks and did a lot of yard work. So finishing up yard work and organizing our space. So
Yeah. Yeah. So we're definitely getting, and then of course it's the end of summer. I'm like, where did summer go? We didn't even do anything this summer. We're going to Montana to the ranch in 2 weeks for a wedding. So we'll be up
yep.
there in Pinesdale again um, for that wedding. And we're heading out, just to go. So I think we're going to go up there for 5 days or something like that.
Yep.
So it's going to be a little bit longer of a trip for us. But yeah, I was like, please let me get better so I can go to this wedding, because the last wedding we weren't able to go to for work. We were working and we weren't able to go to it. So I was really sad about that.
Yeah, she does look amazing. She's
Oh,
bounced back awesome.
thanks.
So
I don't feel like it.
getting
It's so cute. Our little 2-year-old granddaughter, she comes over. So grandma got hurt. Grandma's hurt. And I said, it's okay. Grandma's feeling better. And she's all, grandma's better. And so she has just been so concerned about me. Every time she comes over, she comes and loves on me and hugs on me. Grandma, feel better? And so, yeah, she's given me a lot of life. What are you laughing at?
he only lasted one day because let's see. He only lasted one day because they say he is not in the cast photos. That probably on that.
Oh, on some of the,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Those kidneys with that knife in it probably has caused him a little bit of pain. So yeah, it depends on what they have him doing. If anything messing with his kidneys, uh, painful
well,
for that guy.
and unfortunately, it doesn't matter if you leave polygamy, you still have the ingrained system into you. And so I saw that there was some controversy between him and some of the other female stars of the show. And I'm not surprised by that,
No.
because he thinks that he can still talk to other women the way he talks to his wives. And so that's the problem. He's going to run into that problem. And this is something that we've been dealing with for the last couple of days. The men in this society feel like they can tell the women, sit down and shut up, don't talk.
Yeah.
Don't talk about things you know nothing about.
Yeah.
And so
That's a theme we've been hearing
it's a theme we've
quite
been
a bit
hearing quite a bit lately.
lately. That we need to shut up and not talk about polygamy because we might have grown up in it, but we are definitely not a part of it anymore.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so
And
which
so
is
we do have a video coming up that we're going to be posting here pretty soon. Yeah, where we recently went to a funeral down at the AUB, on the AUB grounds in one of
property.
their communities. And yeah, the prophet, man, he wanted to come at me with full force in front of everyone at that funeral. And yeah, that was a little bit. We got in the car afterwards and we both said, wow, I don't think we fully appreciated just how much danger we were just in
Yeah.
physically, the danger that we were in emotionally, the danger that we were in. Um, I think that we went in there not as, maybe not as emotionally prepared, because I'd been in surgery and I'd been, and then she was a very close, dear friend of mine. And I did make a tribute video to her if you guys want to watch it. But and so I put my guard down. I wasn't as guarded and as protected as I normally would be. And that's the first time that I've seen the prophet of the polygamist cult in since my grandma's funeral last June. So that's the first time I've seen him. And he wanted to let me know that my channel needs to sit down and shut up and stop talking.
Yep.
So, and I was once again demanded and informed to not use the word cult online. So we'll be using that word a lot today. Um,
And yes, it was impressive because he behaved exactly. I went from he's a leader of a cult to okay, he's a cult leader. That the behavior,
yeah,
his behavior was cult leader like.
yeah.
So
And Cory had never seen that
I
side
had
of
no,
my dad before ever.
yep,
And so it was stunning to Cory, because he's like, what the hell just
who,
happened?
yeah,
And so yeah, Cory's never seen that side. And I'm like, oh gosh, here we go again. And I just refused to sit through it and let him a ruin this funeral for one of my dear friends and her children and her family, and most inappropriate place of all places to bring this up. I'm like, have you not heard of a telephone? Like, you could have picked up the phone. You could have communicated with me in any other manner in the last year, and you've chosen not to. And you're going to make a spectacle in front of a million people. So we're going to be dropping a video on that one. You won't want to miss that one because that one's going to be, yeah. Thanks, Lamb. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Thanks, Robin.
Yeah. Okay. Robin Nolan, thank you. She says, I love you guys. So happy you're feeling better, Mel XO. Thank you so much. We appreciate that super chat. We will figure out how to get these chats up on our screen. We
Yep.
don't know how to do that yet. Yeah. Melissa says, Colt. Yeah. Colt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I went through a range of emotion, and we're talking about that on the video. I went through a range of emotion from like fear a little bit because of the way he was talking to me. I was fearful, and then to anger, like, what are you doing? And to rage.
Mhm.
So yeah, been processing
And
through a lot of that.
there's not a fear for um he's a elderly man, so there was no fear there, but uh my guard instantly went up because what other people were there
Yeah.
that would enforce whatever the prophet was just saying. So,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, let's let's leave. So
Yeah. And there was
so
somebody there who kind of entered, like leaned into me, and yeah, made eye contact with him, like, sit down. You are not, like, you do not want to come at me.
yeah.
And so it was yeah, it was huge. It was huge emotionally. It was huge because uh, we got in the car and we sat there, and we were decompressing about it. It's an hour and a half away from our home, so we had quite a drive back home, and we had to sit there and process through a lot of, like, we could have been in serious danger right then, and I don't think we fully respected or appreciated just the amount of danger we actually could have been in. So yeah,
Prepared.
we'll be talking about that and releasing that on one of our videos here coming up. And I've just had to process through some of that emotionally, so that I'm not just getting on. I don't, again, I feel like we talk about not bleeding on those, bleeding on those that didn't cut you. So I wanted to process through it emotionally before we actually release that video.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, did his Robin wife tell him to sit down? No, she didn't. Actually, she just sat there and let it happen. And I actually went up to them to say hi, because she's very sick, and I wanted to be kind, and I was trying to be kind, and that backfired a little bit. So that was fun.
It worked. You got a got across your point.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, and
you were very kind and peaceful.
I
So,
was very, because this woman was very dear to me, and yeah, and honestly, because I've done so much healing, I didn't react. I wasn't in a reactive mode. I was very much in a healing mode.
mhm.
And so I've looked at this and had given this as an opportunity for me to be able to heal. And so, okay, this triggered some emotion in me. This obviously triggered emotion in him,
Mhm.
opportunity for him to heal in numerous ways. And yeah, it really I'm like, thank you for the blessing. One of my cousins put on social media, someone gave me a box of anger and despair. And it took me, it took me time to realize that that was a blessing too, and that was a gift too. And that's really where I've been with the last couple days, because this happened on Friday. And so I've had a couple of days to really kind of sit with it, and I've had all range of emotions, from who the F do you think you are? And then, like, the healed side of me wants to say one thing, and then the wounded inner child in me wants to say another thing. And so I've been in this conflict for the last couple of days. but I've wanted to look at it all from a place of healing. How can I use this in healing? How can I bring this up on our channel where we can use, so you guys will get to watch me walk through the whole process of healing, and even Cory, because
Yeah.
Cory's like, what in the hell just happened here?
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Because I was looking at it, looking at the community. There are cult-like behaviors that have gone on. Would it be considered a cult altogether? Yes, it hits different markers, but there are so many people in there that are just trying to live their religion
Yeah.
and aren't following the cult. But I think calling it a cult has triggered some emotions within the leadership there. And instead of going, hey, maybe we can look into that and change some of the behaviors that we have constantly been, because they have been trying to be more of an open society, but then all of a sudden they reverted right back to, no,
Oh,
we're a cult. And I'm a cult leader and I'm going to behave like one. And I'm like, for the first time, I was like, whoa, okay, some power has gone to this kind man that I used to kind of know, or
yeah.
this person. I saw one version of him, but all of a sudden I saw some power go to his head, and him wanting to let the people around him know that he was the leader.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, even though he denied it, so he denied being the leader. So I'm like, good going, Melanie. You got the leader of a cult to say that he was not the leader, and probably confused half of the people there of who's the leader then. So
We don't know who the
we
leader
had
is.
to, yeah, who's the leader then? So
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
So oh,
And
thanks, so blessed.
yeah, thank you. It says, you're brave warriors. Never allow anyone to silence your voice or your experiences, including your family. Yeah, we definitely won't. I have
No,
not, neither one of us have experienced this level of shunning or shaming from our family.
no,
This is new for us. And so you'll hear other people like Sam and Melissa on growing up in polygamy. Sam will have has talked about how some of his family members are just, they keep their distance, they're shunned, whatever. I have experienced that from distant family members, not immediate family members. So this has been a whole experience for me to go through this and have this experience with him, because it was so the level of the anger and the venom that was spewed at me in front of everybody. It took me back to being a small child real quick, because that's the way he used to talk to me when I was a child, right before he was going to beat the ever living hell out of me. And then and then I instantly went to, I'm 51 years old, you don't get to talk to me like that. So yeah, we're going to do a whole video around that, so make sure you watch for that video when we release it. But yeah, it's an experience.
yeah, and it's not going to be one of it lit a fire under me to, okay, I need to keep talking. So
Yeah.
yep. So
I'm
no,
like, that didn't shut us up. That just made us talk
it
more. So
it gave me permission to communicate more along the lines of, I believe
yeah,
that a lot of the behaviors that these guys do are cult like.
very.
And I thought that it would change with different leadership, and it's not.
No.
So
I really did hope. I
they're
had a hope
doubling
in my
down.
heart that my dad would be a different kind of leader, but he's definitely um
Step
showing more dictator type
step.
tendencies. What?
He's just stepped into that role of,
Mhm.
I will not be questioned.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
and
So,
we'll question.
and that broke my heart for him a little bit more
Hmm.
too, because, as a child, you definitely want to see your parents be something that you believe that they're something that maybe they're not.
Hmm.
And when they show you that they're not that way, it's a little heartbreaking as a child. And so, yeah, a lot of a different range of emotions we've been going through. And it's been good. It's been really good for us because truthfully, it is such a huge healing opportunity and a gift that he gave me that I didn't know that I needed, because I felt like I've deconstructed so much. Um, but there's still that, still that child when your dad speaks to you like that, that gets a little bit like,
Yeah.
what the heck? And so he over the weekend told several of his girls, not just me, to sit down and shut up.
Yep.
And so I said to my one sister, it's okay. You are intelligent. You do know what you're talking about. And if you want to come on my show, you can. And she's like, I'm not sure that I'm quite ready for that, but thank you for reminding me that I am intelligent, because he, his exact words is, stop talking about things you know nothing about. And I said, you do know, and you are intelligent. So
Yep.
fun weekend. And so this just goes to show, this is one of the reasons why I think Cody Brown will suck at special forces is because he won't know how to communicate with these women in a manner that's not sit down and shut up. You stop
Mhm.
talking. You're a woman. You have no opinion. You have no sway here. Sit down and know your place. And when women in this culture don't sit down and don't know their place, they are a threat. They are angry. And I mean, you don't know how
Yeah.
many times I have been told by so many people in the AUB, you're just an angry hater. You need to go heal yourself so that you're not so angry and such a hater. And I just laugh. Okay. Thanks for the feedback. Um, but yeah. So that's why I'm not surprised if his special forces debut is short. So um yeah, somebody says they say trouble comes in threes. I think you're out of it. We said that on the video. I'm like, please let this be the third one. My mom's hospital visit, my hospital visit, and now the death of this dear friend. I need a break. I need like some. But it felt very, and this is what I was telling Cory, it felt very empowering to be able to post. We posted a video last night on season 3, episode 10 of Sister Wives, doing some commentary on it. And it just felt empowering to be able to talk again.
Yep.
I always knew that we would, but it's just, health wise. And this guy has been so great because he's been so protective of me since I got sick. And he's always like, right there, what do you need? How can I help you? And so that happened. And I didn't wait for him. I just and I, told my dad, I don't have to stand here and take this from you. And I turned around with my head held high and walked out of the
Yep.
building. And Cory's just like trucking after me as fast
Yep.
as he
I'm
can,
like,
making
yep.
sure I'm okay. So
Yep.
he's been wonderful to work me through
Put
some
my
of
head
this.
on a swivel. So, yep.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah. Yep.
Prophet said we're not welcome. This is sweet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
even though the family said we were. So, but the prophet speaks his edicts and probably trying to let the other people know that we were not welcome and they need to shut up and sit down, and hopefully they understand. We've got a lot of love and feedback from different different people within the group too, so that
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah. That's been really sweet.
So it's just empowered us more.
Yeah.
So
Because he made it. I mean, there's probably 300 people in the room, and
mhm.
he wanted to make a scene in front of everyone. So yeah, somebody says, "Too bad you didn't say, are you going to spank me now?" So definitely watch the video coming out, because I believe me, I did
Mhm.
not just sit there and take it from him. There was an exchange that happened, and we'll talk more about it in the video. Um, but I did not just sit there and take it. I'm like, I'm 51 years old. You don't get to talk to me like I'm 3. Well, and you should never talk to a 3-year-old like that.
No.
Yeah, somebody says clearly the cult leader is watching your YouTube channel. That's what Cory
Yeah, I
said.
said
Thanks
thanks
for
for
watching
watching,
us.
buddy. At
So
least you're watching. Sweet.
yeah, because Cory goes into every AUB situation thinking that they all watch our channel. And I
Mhm.
literally go into every situation thinking no one ever watches our channel from the AUB. Even though, I mean, they've pointed out that they do. I just try to, if I have to turn that off in my brain in order to get on and talk about things. Um, yeah, somebody says the power goes straight to their head.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Um, both things are true. Sale says both things are true. Some really good people growing up in those circumstances, and also some damaging cult that is not really good for anyone, even though they're not every, even though they're not every part of the lifestyle is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where we want to point things out. So we did come home from this experience and instantly made the video on my friend and remembering her and her life. So we posted that a couple days ago. You guys can check that
Yeah.
out.
And how amazing some people
Yeah.
are. I really do appreciate the people that from within the community that are sending us love and support too.
Yeah.
So we're not just getting it from this one side. This was just a surprise to me, from the one side, and but instantly we got multiple people that reached out to us, supporting us, and
Yeah.
still welcoming us there. We will we will see. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
Definitely a little nerve wracking going into a community, um, when the leader's not uh, welcoming, and he has been. Uh, I felt like he has been up until this point. So
Yeah. Yeah. This was a whole new experience for Cory. He had never engaged in
no.
that side of my dad. And so where I'm just like, this is another Tuesday, this is another Tuesday for my dad. This is how he acts. And really, we haven't gotten on this channel and we haven't always talked about some of the really dark stuff here because I didn't want this to just be a gossip channel. And so, but it's also, we can't turn
Look
around and
away.
ignore
Yeah.
when things are this scary.
Controlling.
Yeah. And it was definitely a scary experience.
It took her back to her childhood, but it took me back to my childhood too. There are some experiences that we grew up in that uh, I was scared as a kid. It wasn't a flowers and roses and
Yeah.
the gospel and all of that stuff. There was scary things that went on in our childhood that we grew up in fear.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got away as an adult and kind of looked back at it. Well, was it just because
Was
I
it
was,
really that
was it
bad or was
really
it because
that
I was a
bad?
child?
Yeah. And then I see this happen and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, that fear that I grew up in, as a child was there, and it was
Yeah.
within the leadership and came down from the leadership to everybody. So,
Right.
and so, yeah, nope, it was definitely there.
And although we've taken pride in, and we've said this before, out of all the polygamous cults, the AUB is like the most, like the calmest, but it's still there, and there's still scariness. There's still, I grew up with men carrying,
Control. Yeah.
yeah, carrying weapons on their hips, and we
To
watched that
protect
in
the leaders.
church to protect the leaders.
Yeah.
And so there is a really dark, ugly side to this as well. We just haven't dug into that as deep on our channel yet,
Yeah.
but we will start talking about that. We will start talking about some of the things, because I do remember, you know, yeah, armed men
Yeah.
in most of my life growing up, going to church. There was armed men at church to protect the the leader, and I just never thought that they would be protecting the leader from me.
Yeah.
I never thought my dad would be the
From
leader and they'd be
our
trying to protect him from me.
conversation, from our YouTube video. So,
Right.
and so I was just like, all right, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We're the
So,
big scary people now that we were taught about when we were kids. So,
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and I don't feel scary. I just feel, I don't know, pointing out so that maybe my nieces and nephews and family can be aware and see the red flags. I'm seeing red flags. So these are the red flags that you guys should keep your eyes open to.
And we
So,
will definitely be more we got too relaxed,
mhm.
and we went onto AUB property, and we were way too comfortable,
Come to,
and we won't be doing that again. We
yeah,
will be making sure that we are safe if we go on AUB property again, which
yeah.
we'll see how, if that happens.
So we're going up to AUB property, but we're staying off site,
Yeah, we won't stay on the property
off
this
site,
time.
and the wedding is off site too. So
Yeah.
we might go up and visit, but most likely we're going to invite our family to come down to where we're staying
Yeah. Stay down at our
off
Airbnb
site.
and B
Yeah.
instead of us going up in there,
Yeah.
just to make sure that we're safe, like just to make
Yeah.
sure that our children are safe. And never really thought that I'd ever hit that point where I felt like I had to keep my children safe from my dad. Like that just feels weird. It feels weird to even say that out loud.
And I always have. So from leaving, once I left Pinesdale, I tried to be very, very safe when I brought my family back up there.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately let my guard down because I'm like, oh, this guy's now in charge and
Hmm.
he likes me. So
Yeah.
likes my his daughter.
Well, and
So
he did shake your hand.
yep, and the family is his
Yeah,
grandchildren.
he did
And
try to shake Corey's hand
yeah,
and
but
say hi to Corey, and Corey wasn't. Someone had sidetracked Corey, so he
mhm,
wasn't fully aware of what was happening until it was fully
tell the situation,
erupted
yeah,
in front of
escalated.
everyone. And so yeah, we will be a lot more aware of our circumstances when we go on
Hmm.
any AUB property from here on out. If we do, we will be a lot more aware of uh, the prophet of the AUB and his ability to call in henchmen if he needs to. And regardless of whether they're his children or his grandchildren,
Yeah,
I can see that that no longer matters to him. And that is heartbreaking. That shatters my heart and quite a few of my siblings too.
yeah,
So, but it is what it is. And honestly, I've deconstructed enough that we'll heal through this, and
uh-huh.
we will bring you guys along for the ride so
Yep.
you can see what we're going through as we work through some of these um emotions and experiences. So yeah. So watch for those videos outside
Switzerland,
of just our
welcome.
regular some of our sister wives content, because we're definitely going to be posting a lot more of our own personal experiences. Um, yeah. So, okay, let's see. Oh, my sister says, you handled it really well, Mel. I truly hope Dad's heart changes, especially with most of us standing up to him and being honest with how we feel. So yeah, it's shattered a lot of hearts this weekend for him to. And I actually haven't even spoken to a lot of my siblings about it. I think I've only spoken to two
Hmm.
of them about it. So most of my family's unaware of what happened. Um, but yeah, Melinda says, once again, wow, you faced issues that I have never encountered. Yeah, truthfully, Melinda, I did not see that one coming, and nor did I ever expect that I would have to, that I would feel that I would have to protect myself from my father like that. I have always felt like I've had to protect myself from my father because he's always been very physically aggressive and physically abusive. But this is different. It's different. It hits different when you're 51. You know what I mean? And you're in public at a funeral. That hits different, I guess. So yeah. Um, let's see. Tammy says, I see that in the LDS church. Why in the world do all those leaders have to always have an entourage of bodyguards? Who is after them? Yeah. And we did know this. We did know that he has people around him who are um let's see. I want to be careful about how I say it because I don't want our
Yeah,
video to get banned, not because I don't want to talk about it, but they are armed and well ready to take care of things if things needed to get taken care of.
because of what's happened to previous prophets. But I didn't ever think. I didn't think that
I thought my dad was more of a peacemaker.
he was. I did too. So,
Yeah.
and
So that's disappointing.
again, I within these communities there are the normal people, and then there are people that would do, I don't know, would do stuff uh in the name of the Lord or to protect. And so I thought, as a father and a grandfather, you'd never call out because we've seen behaviors from
Hmm.
far, uh, I don't know even how to say it, crazy people within the group who feel like that it's their duty to protect the group at all costs.
Yeah.
And so people aren't supposed to talk about them. But we're in an age now where people are talking about everything. And so, but to be told to shut up, sit down, and don't speak about stuff that you know nothing about, more as a warning,
Yeah.
that I was like, you're warning? You're warning her? You're
Yeah.
warning us?
A threatening.
That's no.
Yeah.
Okay, we will keep speaking and I will keep
Now you're just going to
talking.
make me have to
Yep.
say it even more.
Yep.
Like, why do you got to test me like that? Now I'm just going to come out swinging even harder, which is why, if you looked at the picture, I've kind of avoided posting some of my family photos and stuff. But if you look at the picture for the live, I'm just going to start posting them because here we go.
Yep.
Buckle up, guys, because we're going to start talking about some stuff.
And I'll even say cult. So
I said to Cory when the whole thing was over,
cult.
I was like, you've been the golden child. Like, my dad adores you. Are you sure you're going to be okay being on this side of the fence? Like, you're jumping over to the not so fun side with me. And he's like, it's fine. It is what it is. Like, we're just going to keep going. So here we are. So Tanya says, I don't understand the prophet. My kids have gone away from the religion I brought them up in, but I still love them no matter what. That's heartbreaking. Well, and he likes to profess that he does too, but his actions are different than what his words are. And you don't challenge him. My dad is 6'9". He's a big man. His hand is probably bigger than the size of my head. And so you don't challenge him. You do what you're told, when you're told, how you're told to do it. And if you challenge him in any way, then you're going to be threatened the way he tried to threaten me. Somebody says, Wild Wild West much? And so it does remind me of the Wild Wild West days, absolutely, because they believe they are governance unto themselves. The government doesn't matter. And so they believe that they're a governance unto themselves. So they can do what they want, when they want, and how they want. I mean,
especially within their own
in their own community on their own property. Yeah.
So.
And so and he flat out said that to me. I'll do this wherever I want to. I'm the leader. I'll decide. Let's see. But I am doing well. Thank you. Let's see. Somebody says, me too, Melanie. I would sing like a bird. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah. It is. It's just, it is what it is. I'm like, so I was telling Cory, I'm like, what is happening in the planetary alignments? Is Mercury in retrograde? Or like, I'm not a huge, like, I believe in astrology. I look at stuff. I'm not a huge follower, not a huge fan. And so I'm like, something's going on in the universe right now, because I am not looking at it as I'm looking at it as like, wow, I am given the opportunity for a massive upgrade right now. So what's happening?
Yep.
We're along for the ride.
The what was it? The human residence went.
The Schumann residence.
Schumann residence. There you go.
So if you haven't heard of the Schumann residence, you can totally Google it. It's amazing. It's the vibrational frequency of the planet. So this is not something that's just some, woohoo made up somewhere. It's actually the vibrational frequency of the planet. And you can kind of see when the planet gets hit with certain M flares from the sun, it creates like a bigger electrical, the planet starts to react to that. So yeah. My sister says,
so the Lord's mouthpiece got angry, and so everything went up, started spiking.
My sister says, thanks, Mel. I'll come on one day. You're the best sister. Thanks, little sister. I adore you, and I've shed a tear, many tears over you in the last 2 days. Catherine says, sorry, Melanie and Cory, I know you guys are strong, but it has to be painful. It is. Oh, we won't even hide the fact that it's been shocking. To our system to some degree, but we've healed enough and we have enough tools in our tool bags that we know how to work through it. So it's, yeah.
It was just confirmation to me that somebody asked about what heaven I'll be going to. Yeah, I will not be going to the AUB celestial kingdom heaven. That's for sure. That was already made.
Oh, that was made clear on Saturday or Friday.
That was made clear back when I was a kid. I've never joined again, even though I've been invited back. Saturday, it was like, you absolutely are not going to the AUB Heaven. I won't be there. So,
I
uh,
don't even know if I'd want to. I feel
no,
like
I
that'd be
would.
so miserable.
So, yeah, whatever it is that we're going to after, I'll be there hanging out with all the rest of you guys. So, I got good people on my side. So,
Right.
no need to be in the AUB Heaven. So,
Right. I know, Corey, I love your t-shirt, she says. I
mhm.
know. So
It's a comfortable
we
shirt.
do themed t-shirts for our kids for Christmas pajamas. And so that way they can wear them throughout their rest of their lives. And so it depends on like what my kids are into that year. So we've done Pokemon, we've done you know, Disney,
This
we've
was my
done
Disney one. So,
yeah. And
love
so
it.
I
It's
like
so
to do those for
comfortable.
Christmas pajamas with, bottoms and stuff, just so that they're things that my children will continue to wear throughout the year. And it's just not a one night thing. And so I love it when I see them wear them outside of Christmas. And
See, I'll
what?
have a great mother-in-law wherever I'm going, so she'll be there with me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So somebody says not safe means exactly what? So that is funny because I really didn't want to use they're not safe or it's not safe to be around them because it's so overused on sister wives. Um, do they have like guarded security? Yes, they do. Yes, they have men who pack around.
Well, you're supposed to. They're supposed to be checking each person that comes into communities like that, that they have a recommend. Um,
But that's a little harder to do because this was a
yeah,
funeral
this was
for
yeah.
that's why it was
So
so
I wonder
highly
if it's
inappropriate. I mean, it's inappropriate. His behavior was inappropriate regardless of where it was.
yeah
But the fact that he did it at a funeral is even more disgusting.
when there's family mourning.
When there's family that's mourning the loss of their mother, it's even more disgusting and it's really disappointing. Um, yeah, let's see.
And a simple phone call. He has both our numbers. Hey, you're not welcome. That would have been way better.
Yeah. Someone says, "What's on your t-shirt?" It's Peter Pan.
Say,
It's
Peter
Peter Pan
Pan
in London.
t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, somebody had I'm gonna pull up this. I screenshotted a question. Someone says, okay, so someone asked us a question on our Facebook, or I'm sorry, on our YouTube before we went live, and it says, "Do the men lose status if the wives, children, etc., leave the polygamous group? Does that man lose some status?" Again, this goes back into what we've said a lot on our channel. It depends on who you are. It depends on your last name. It depends on the status that you hold. For some men, yes, this they will lose status
Yeah.
because if they're married to a woman or something that has higher status,
Yeah.
um, than they do. But for some, no, it doesn't matter. It's just like, oh, she went wayward, kind of like with the way that they view Corey and I. It's like, oh, they're just angry haters out there to cause problems on the internet. Um, and so no, you know, it depends. What's your experience with that?
Well, yes, if you were lower class, and it depends.
Yeah.
If the wife leaves and leaves the faith completely, um, yeah, it's so hard to. There's men that have lost wives and they leave, and it hasn't. They're still free to
Get new
get
wives.
new wives, but usually, if you've lost multiple wives, um, unless you're high up, unless you're on the council, unless you're uh, coming into becoming the next prophet or something like that, then it's just a test that they're going through or something like that. Yeah, it's status from the men within there. It's the status of the women. It
Yeah.
depends. Yeah, men have lost all of their wives and they're not welcome to get any other wives. There's a reason or a problem
Yeah.
for that. And then other men, because of their status, collect more and more wives. So they want the women want to get married into those families
Yeah, this is where
because
it becomes
of
a
their
good old,
status.
yeah,
Yeah.
good old boys club.
So
So that's where it really, this is really one of the best examples I can say of a good old boys club. It's like, don't worry, I got you.
mhm.
She was crazy. You weren't, she was definitely, or her, or the kids are crazy. And the kids are crazy because the mom raised them wrong.
Yeah.
Not because the dad ever did anything wrong. It's because the
Uh,
mother raised them wrong. And so therefore they are crazy
yeah.
mother's fault. This is a good old boys club all the way around.
Yeah. If kids are leaving, usually that's the mother's fault. It's not
The father's
the
fault
father's
because he
fault.
told the mother how he wanted them raised, and
Yep.
if she didn't do that, then that's on her.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody says, Melinda says, all about power and control. Absolutely.
Hmm.
I'm really sad to see it because I really did not think that my dad would be that person that would turn into such a dictator. Um,
Yeah.
Heavily on the dictator.
Mhm.
I really didn't, I didn't see that. I
Yeah.
really thought that he would be different. Now growing up, it was so different. But he's done so much healing. And so that's where so much of my rage and anger has come from, is because he knows better. And he's done so much healing that he knows better. He knows, and yet he still has allowed this to go to his head. So
Yeah.
that's where a lot of my anger and rage has come from towards him. Let's see. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah. Let's
I was
see. Could the reason Tina 4RL says, could the reason Janelle is not seeking a release be because the children are also sealed to Cody? How would her release affect their sealing to their father in the AUB belief system? What's your experience with that?
um yeah, I guess they would be if they were born under the covenant, they would be sealed to Cody. And so
Hmm.
but it depends on how the release was given, if the kids would be released too, or if she just wanted to be released. Um,
As a child, you can request to be released from your parents,
yeah.
and sealed to other parents.
Well, as an adult,
Well,
yeah,
yes. I mean, as an adult, if you are the child, you have to be an adult to do this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, I guess religious until she wanted to marry somebody else, or she just doesn't. She might just not have faith in the current leadership of the AUB to even want to get a release, want to contact them and communicate with them to get a release. That would probably
Yeah.
be a option too. That yeah, I don't even care about the release because of who's in charge and how how the AUB has shifted since they were a part of it way back when. So
Yeah. Yeah. The sad part. Yeah. Um, okay. The, somebody, Rosa says, and this hurts my heart if this is true. I've recently heard that they are starting to crack down on families that have apostate members. The members in good standing are being denied recommends until they stop having relations. That's going to be really
is
tragic if
yeah,
that is the case. I can see that being the case. I actually, yeah, probably believe. Yeah. What's sad
I,
too is that my dad will lose relations with 95% of his family. So out of the 34 siblings I grew up with, now my sister, she's been doing her own, going on other channels and stuff, and she talks about being raised with 5 moms and 39 brothers and sisters. That's because another wife came into the family when she was young, but I was already married and out, so I just talk about the 4 wives and the 34 siblings that I grew up with. Out of that, only 4 of those, maybe 5 of them are still in the AUB. The rest of them are gone. And out of my dad's wives, he only has 2 that are active. The other ones don't really, they're not really that active in church from my understanding. So if that's the case, my dad's going to have to put to pasture a good chunk of his own family.
seems like he might be okay with. So
Yeah, it seems like he might be okay with that, unfortunately. Um that or his own children are choosing not to have anything to do with him. Um Somebody says, is his name on the Epstein list? No.
It's
My
not that important.
no, he's definitely uh an abuser, but not that type of an abuser for
Yeah.
sure. Let's see. Uh, to be clear, we haven't been told that, but I have close friends who have been told that. Rosa says, yeah, I can see that happening. Truthfully, I really didn't think my dad would be the one to implement that. I really, and I think that's where a lot more of my frustration and
Hmm.
I've been more angry about all of this than I've been. And anger is just a secondary emotion to sadness. I definitely know that I'm going to have to work through some of the sadness around it, because I really thought he would be different.
Expected better.
Yeah, I really thought that he was going to be a peacemaker. I really thought that he was going to be, because he had done so much healing. I didn't expect the power to go to his head this fast. And so I think this October he will have been the prophet for 3 years, maybe four. I'm trying
Hmm.
to remember, 3 or 4. And so I'm really disappointed in him that I wanted to give him more credit than he deserved. And so we'll be talking about it. So
Yeah.
we're going to definitely be talking about it more on this channel. Um, let's see. If we do not take it in hand right now, Slam Women will go. Oh, now Slam Women will go back 100 years and it will take $50 to get it back. Yeah. Um, somebody says, Ruth says, do you think because of his age, your dad is losing his mind? I think my dad's always been out of his mind, but yeah, I definitely think so my dad just turned 73. So he's not that old, but yeah. Um marital relations, so they are directly impacting and harming actual marriages. Okay, so yeah, Rosa just says, Mel, their marital relations, so they are directly impacting and harming actual marriages. Okay, yeah, I have heard this directly from people who have it been directly impacted, where let's say one wife will leave the AUB, but the husband is still married to other wives and they have not left the AUB. I know
Hmm.
of one situation very particularly where the one wife left, the husband left right after, and then he still has two wives that are active, and though their relationships are definitely being impacted. The wives that are still in the AUB are being told they have to leave this man or they're going to lose their membership status in the AUB. So yes, and I know that
Yep.
family directly.
Yeah. That some of the wives are, even though they haven't asked for it, are given releases. And if they choose to stay with the man, they're told that they will take on the same sin as that man, be cursed the same way
Yeah,
if they stay with him. And so, and they choose to stay with him and are in ways shunned, have, yeah, they can't get recommends, they can't go through their
yeah,
temples or stuff like that. So
yeah. Thanks for
even
bringing
though
that up,
they
Rosa.
haven't done anything, but the man has left or chosen to leave, or and the women, because wait a minute, now you're given a release, you should marry somebody within, and they're like, no, I'm going to stay with him, and then they are shunned too. So
Yeah. Yeah, and then they're absolutely told that they will be taking on the same sins as their partner that has left.
yep.
So if they don't remove themselves from that relationship.
Thanks,
Thank you, Power Ranger
Ranger
Tea
Tea Time.
Time.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that or do you want me
Yeah.
to?
Can you please explain to the Gentile why Cody thought that Christine would give all her money from the sale of the house to pay off Coyote Pass? Thank you. Yes. Yes, I will. Because Cody was thinking, or his thought pattern is, they are running a united order where all of proceeds, monies, time, effort goes into the united order,
The family.
the family, their family united order. And so, absolutely, he expected if Christine was going to sell the property, that that money was the United Orders money, and she would sell that property and pay off the United Orders debt, which was Coyote Pass. And then she would go through the process. If she was going to leave, that's fine. She can leave and opt out of the United Order, but he still expected that home to be a part of the United Order. Her name was just on it, and she should sell that home, put the money back in the United Order, and then she could leave. And she didn't do it that way. And so that frustrates him,
It pisses them off.
pisses him
It
off.
makes them so angry because I'm going to say it in more layman's terms.
Mm-hmm.
Women are not allowed to own anything. Everything belongs to the man.
To the
Everything belongs
United
to the
Order.
family. Everything, and the man is the leader of the family, so he gets to dictate where all of that money
Mm-hmm.
gets spent. If you are a woman and you choose to leave, you choose to walk away with nothing, and it infuriates these men. It doesn't just piss them off a little bit here; it
Mm-hmm.
infuriates them into a rage. If you come back and you expect anything,
Anything out of
if
it.
you think that you're entitled to anything, and that's what blows my mind. My parents have been married for 53 years, and my dad wants, my mom is most people know my mom has left my dad, or wants to leave my dad. He told her she can never leave him because he basically owns her for all of eternity, but you can go ahead and walk away materialistically, but you won't get a dime. So after 11 children in 53 years, she's not entitled to anything. So
And
what?
yet he is the prophet, seer, and revelator of the AUB, can give other women releases so that they can be recycled back into the
His family.
AUB, but definitely won't uh, give a release to one of his own wives. So
Right. Right. And that's why Christine gave up her portion of, I thought that was very noble of Christine, to
mm-hmm.
be totally honest, to give up her portion of Coyote Pass. Um, Cody saw that as a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course he took whatever portion she gave, whatever portion she surrendered to him of her section of Coyote Pass. And then he proudly gets on national television and says, I paid for one of these parcels myself,
I own it.
instead of saying, oh, Christine forfeited her section of Coyote Pass to the family. It instantly becomes his, because they don't want to talk about this on national television because it looks too bad. But these men own these women. These men own these children. So therefore everything belongs to them.
Yeah.
Not, and again, this comes right back into, if you are a woman, sit down, shut up, know your place. You don't get anything. And then don't talk about things that you don't know about.
Yeah.
That's
They're
where it comes
they're
from.
creating a kingdom is really what it is.
Yeah.
In their mindset, they've created a kingdom, and they've welcomed the women in, and through their marriage ceremony, those women
Yeah.
are obedient. Those women give all to the kingdom, to building the kingdom of Cody or God or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They are, and so when they choose out of it, fine, choose out of it. This is the kingdom that I've built. But when you choose out of that kingdom, you take nothing of the kingdom with you. You go away and start again on your own, because you've agreed to
Yeah.
come in and build up this kingdom, and I am the king of this kingdom. So
Yeah.
that's really the mindset of them creating a kingdom here on earth, that they, most of them, once they join a united order, that kingdom is to enlarge the greater kingdom of the AUB.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, they're it, yeah, she's taking away from his kingdom, which should be part of the AUB kingdom, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting, their thought pattern. That's how
The
they
level of
believe and
entitlement,
think. So
yeah,
that the women are just there to build up the kingdom, add to
they're
the
the worker
kingdom,
bees.
have the children, raise the children to build up that kingdom. And if they choose out, they choose out. That's why he's like, the times that I have spent to love you,
The
that I've worked
sacrifices
as
I've
I've
made to
made to
love
love you,
you.
because to have you a part of my kingdom, and here you're going to walk away? How dare
You
you?
owe me.
Yeah. So,
Theron says your dad is making Cody look like a saint in comparison.
mm,
Yeah, this is exactly
that-
why I've said Cody
yeah.
Brown is not the exception.
Oh,
He is the rule. And
yeah.
this is how, yeah, this is how these men are. And that's just not portrayed on television. Because that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
That doesn't sell episodes.
Yeah.
So
He probably was even, he would be considered more liberal within the AUB thinking. So,
yeah,
so that, yeah. So no, he is definitely, there are, this is a thought pattern that runs through most of the men building up their kingdoms within the AUB. That's just
yeah,
how it is. So,
yeah. All
so
these are the dark, ugly sides nobody wants
yeah.
to talk about. Carolyn says from the UK says, I was wondering whether your experiences of growing up in a polygamous family made you afraid to get married even after you had left. Great to see you guys looking so
Hmm.
well. Thank you. I
Uh,
don't feel like for me it really did because I knew that he I knew I didn't want to remarry in the AUB. So that was a
yeah.
little bit not scary for us because we knew each other before we got married and we were friends before when I was still married to my ex-husband. So I knew the character of Cory, he knew the character of
Yeah.
me. And so for that I wasn't that scary, but I actually did a
It,
TikTok on this where we had some
we
serious
made agreements.
conversations
Yeah.
about not living polygamy.
That we weren't going to be polygamous. We weren't going to be, we would never try to get each other to go back into the AUB.
Yeah.
And we knew that, I mean, uh, at the beginning of our marriage, I didn't think that I was ever going to be invited back into the AUB.
Now
But
I don't think
I,
you will be,
no,
but
I would never, but I thought Melanie might go, hey,
oh
you know
God,
what?
no.
Let's go back in type thing. And I was like, no, I've been excommunicated. I don't want to be a part of any of these. Well, and I was learning that I didn't want to be a part of uh, the group that, because I had left the AUB, then went into the Mormon church, and I was going through the process of going, no, I don't want to be a part of the Mormon church either. It's too similar. The base structure of the Mormon church, the AUB, has done the same thing. So they're based in the same core belief systems, the same everything. And so I was on my way out of the Mormon church at the time that we were getting married, or slightly
Yeah.
after we got married. I was definitely on my way out of the Mormon church too. So
Yeah.
I
Let's see.
did not want to get married in the Mormon church either.
We did have
So
a Mormon bishop marry us because
yeah,
I was starting to become active in the Mormon church when we were getting together. And Cory was I wouldn't say you were active, but you weren't
I
inactive.
wasn't.
And then we
No,
got together and we stayed pretty active in the Mormon church for about the first 2 years of our marriage, and then we stepped away.
but
Um,
I had family trying to get me to go to the LDS temple, and I
yeah,
did not want to go through that
yeah,
because of stuff that I had studied. So
yeah. Okay, so let's see. What do you think of Cody being on special forces? I think it's gonna be
I think
hilarious.
it's going to be awesome.
I
Yeah.
think here's why I, as a woman, am so happy to see him be on this because these are not men that you tell what to do. They can only be humbled and what's the other word I'm looking for, by their priesthood leaders, humbled or
Yeah.
chastised or corrected by the leaders of the church. Those are the only people who have any authority. Them, the government doesn't, the judges, the police, none of those guys have authority over them. So to watch Cody Brown willingly walk into a situation where somebody's going to be like barking orders at
Well,
him thrills me.
yeah. All we've seen with Cody Brown is his interaction with his wives and his kids. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how he interacts if he's humbled at all, or I'm interested to see how he interacts with other people outside, because on the show you've only ever seen him interact with uh, family members, wives, kids, other AUB people, and there's been a couple where he's talked to people that he grew up with in Wyoming and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see how he behaves outside of.
Me too.
So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, because you are not corrected. You do not like these men that just scoff their nose at you because you have no authority over them.
Mm-hmm.
And so to watch him get his, yeah, maybe get his ass chewed on national television is going to be fun. So I would watch it not just because it's Cody, but because I watch the representation of all these men who are so entitled and think that they are above anyone or anything. So for that, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, and he might have changed. I'm excited to see if he has changed. So, and if he's mellowed out after going through 3 divorces.
Yeah.
So.
Theron says, according to the paperwork, Cody paid $10 to Christine for her share of the property. So I guess you could say he paid for that portion.
He did.
So we're both in real estate, as you know. And that is just common. Yeah. That's just, you have to have some, gosh, what is it? Now the terminology went. I have had surgery brain so bad where I cannot remember things.
Exchange of
it's $10 or substantial goods
or services.
Yeah, and so that's just very common. No $10 was exchanged. He never
it was. They put down $10.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not how it worked when I did mine.
Oh yeah, you put down $10.
Yeah.
So
no,
it's mostly for the paperwork.
When my ex-husband, when he quit claimed, I don't care, I'll say his name, Joe. When Joe quit claimed off of that other property, he never exchanged any money. It was
that's because you were on title, right?
Well, so is Christine.
Yeah.
Right. So there's never really money that gets exchanged in my experience.
Oh, okay.
Even in title companies, when we've gone in there and done that, there's never really an exchange. It's just paperwork that has to be filed because there has to be some level of compensation or substantial, and $10 is what they came up with. It could be $1. But
I think the rule is $10 or more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Somebody says when Cody went on TV, he became a public figure and he couldn't abuse his wives on TV, which he did do anyways. Yeah. And that this is yet another reason why the AUB did not want them to go public is because it would expose the extreme level of abuse that these women endure, that I endured, that so many of these women have endured. Let's see. Theron says, would your mom be able to get a release from the next prophet once your dad passes, or would the AUB never consider a former prophet's wife giving a release, assuming they don't want her for themselves? That's funny. It depends. Again, I have seen some prophets give releases. The problem is that nobody will ever, you can't talk negatively about the prophet. If you have a disagreement or your thoughts are different from the prophet's thoughts, then you're out of alignment with God. You're out of alignment with your priesthood head. You need to get yourself right. So my dad hasn't done anything that would warrant my mom to be able to get that release because she's out of alignment with God. She's out of alignment with my dad. And so this is the belief system, which is so hilarious to me that you can see that this is how it is. And yet you can't see that that's cult-like behavior.
Well, bad behavior from a prophet can be chalked up as, and they'll probably compare themselves to Christ running the money changers out of the temple.
Yeah.
And so he has a reason to have bad behavior or throw a tantrum or say things that a normal person would probably be looked poorly upon. But since he's the mouthpiece of the Lord and he's only speaking what the Lord is supposed to be saying, then he's doing it in a righteous way. And so that's where I was like, this is amazing. He basically said that he is not the leader of a polygamous cult. And I'm like, so if he's speaking for the Lord, he just said he's not the leader. And so that causes confusion within.
You'll have to watch our video to
Yeah.
get a deeper
So
insight of what Cory's
I
saying
am
right
not
there.
the leader of a polygamous cult. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, you're okay. The Lord just spoke, right? No. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though he has bad behavior or says something, it's chalked up with, well, he's righteous anger or whatever it is. And he's only looking out for the best of the AUB. And even though, is he? So,
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Susie, for the super chat. It says, we're Gen X. Dad starts messing with you all. Our only question would be, what time do we ride? That's funny.
yep.
No, thank you. Yeah. I, yeah. His whole behavior, like I literally saw a 73-year-old man throw a temper tantrum in the middle of 300 people. It was awesome. Power Ranger T, thank you so much for that super chat. It says, how is a man as vain as Cody going to care for his ramen noodles on special forces? Also, are there a lot of AUB men who think that they are hot? Yeah, they all do. They all think that they are
yeah, if you've got 2 or 3
something extra
wives,
special.
yeah, you're pretty special.
Well, the thing is we were born and raised and taught that we were special from the minute that we were born, because we were born into such an elite system. We were literally here to fulfill God's work. And so the men are they're so many levels above the women. Do you know what it takes to be born into such an elite membership? And I'm the only thing that can get you and your children back to heaven. So therefore, out of the billions of people on the planet, you ought to be grateful that you got a guy that can get you back into heaven. And so whether they're physically attractive or not, they don't care. They're elite, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. And they have 2 or 3 wives, and so that just elevates their
ego
status. And now they've got the third wife, and they're going to not only get their status elevated, what would it be, emotionally, but then they're going to get status within their religious community, whether that's bishopric or elder, 70s, whatever status they're going to get, and status within their temples and things like that. And so it's a rating system within the community. So a man's taking care of 3 wives or 9 wives and 46 kids or 49 kids. It's
he's in an elite class that is far above even the president of the United States, like, because this is spiritual. Elsa says, do you think that the next generation will continue the AUB as it is, or are they thinking differently now?
Of all these kids, I'm seeing more and more of the behavior of most of the kids are leaving. So within these groups, a lot of the kids are leaving. You're seeing tons of kids leaving the FLDS. You see tons of kids leaving the Kingston group or the Order. They're all leaving. More and more of them are talking about the way they grew up. But there are a few that stay there, and they have huge families. So I don't think the AUB, I don't think they're going to shrink, because if they've got 2 or 3 kids that hang in there, and then they have these large families with large amounts of kids, they can keep continuing on. Building their things, building their kingdoms.
Yeah.
So there are few that stay.
And truthfully, I was really surprised this weekend going into this funeral. And I want to be careful about how I say this, because I don't want this to come off as I was judging these people. I was curious about it more than anything else, because some of these children that I knew as small children are now married with 3, 4, 5 wives.
Mhm.
And I've been surprised to see the next generation so willingly to pick up the torch and carry it on. Um, I definitely think the numbers are dwindling more so. But again, like Corey said, you only get 2 or 3 that stay in out of 30
Yeah.
children, and they get 4 or 5 wives. It doesn't matter because now the numbers
Yeah.
are growing in that respect.
So if I was to look at just my uh, graduating class, so I went through most of the girls that were in my graduating class stayed in the AUB, married uh, men within the AUB. It was most. Uh, I was doing the numbers, and I thought there was one of the guys that was still a part of it, but I think he's even left, and he only had one wife. And so
Yeah.
my age group of men within the AUB up in Pinesdale, now I don't think any of the men, any of the males that were in my age group are a part of the AUB anymore. But most of the girls or most of the women that were, there are some that aren't a part of the AUB, but most of the women in my age group are married and have families within the AUB.
Yeah.
So,
But even still in your age group, some of them are on the brink of leaving right
yeah,
now. And
yeah,
so,
but they've raised a family within there.
right,
So
right.
they've raised
Well, and I
the
started to
family.
as well, but
Yeah,
then left before my kids got too big. And
got
so I
ingrained in it.
definitely started to as well. And I wonder too if that is some of the level of rage that my dad came at me with is the fear, because I have had a lot of AUB members reach out and want help. And so I'm happy to do that. If you are watching our channel and you are from
Yeah.
the AUB and you do need help, please reach out to us. We try to be very discreet. We we are very, very conscious of your privacy.
Hmm.
And
Very aware of
yeah,
who we say what to now
yeah,
because of
yeah, we're very,
the.
very, very, very conscious of your privacy. And we will do whatever we can to help in any way that we can.
Mhm.
It's just Sherry says your words are truth. The words your words and truth is bigger than any weapon the prophet has. Keep going strong. P.S. Mercury is in retrograde right now. That's funny. I wondered because I'm like, what is happening on this planet right now? Um, and then so blessed Canadian says, I guess the prophet is entitled to righteous indignation.
He is.
Yeah. Let's see. China Clay says, I'm super glad you two are as smart as you are. Please stay safe. Sounds like you're being smart.
Hmm.
And do I really
Yeah.
worry about my dad as much as I worry about the people who follow him blindly?
Hmm.
That's who I'm more worried. That's who we're more concerned about, are the people who follow him blindly. And then they go, oh, we're going to, and then they
We're
get
going to
some hair
please
up
the
their
prophet.
butt. Yeah. Yeah.
Prophet was angry at that person, and
Yeah.
I'm going to make him happy.
Yeah.
Get ranked up through the AUB.
So blessed says, I'm fine. I find most religious groups have a hierarchy and a status by the last name. It's so sad. And we've talked about that over and over on this channel, that is so true. And the AUB is no different. But what's funny is that you can have the right last name, be in the right family, and be from the wrong mom, and you don't matter. And so that's very common, unfortunately. And it's heartbreaking because even your own siblings treat you as if you are nothing. They treat you as if you don't
Mm.
matter because they know their place in the hierarchy and they know your place in the hierarchy, and it isn't up there with them. And so, and I've been saying this since I left the AUB. And when I was a part of the AUB, I wasn't always consciously aware of just how severe the hierarchy was. And then since I've left, I've been saying this. It depends on who you are. It depends on your last name. It depends on how far you have your head up someone's behind.
Well, and you didn't really see much of the hierarchy because there wasn't too many people above you, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I am 6'2". He's talking about height wise, not height.
No, okay.
No, but yeah, it's very true. Um, Mel, okay, Nicole Aggie says Mel could use the slang word and everyone in the chat types cult. She would
Cool.
be obeying, but chat can't be controlled. We can be childish too. Well, and so when we post this video about our experience, I'm going to tag, I already did a video. It's at the very beginning of our YouTube page. I made it, I want to say 2 years ago. And I talk about what defines a cult. Because I received a phone call right from my dad the minute that I posted a video stating that we were absolutely raised in a cult. I received a very aggressive, threatening phone call from my dad saying, "You will never use that word online again." And so what I did was went and researched, okay, here's all the characteristics of a cult. And then I created a video, and after every characteristic, I gave a real life example that I personally experienced to, verify or make what my stupid surgery brain. I can't think of big words.
To validate.
Thank you. Validate that particular part of
the cult.
Yeah. And so when we drop this other video, I will tag that video in it as well, so that you guys can go back and watch it if you want to, or you can feel free to scroll to the first, to the beginning of our YouTube page, and it's there. Let's see. Catherine Perry, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, Melanie and Cory, aside from Melanie's sister, are any of your other siblings who left the AUB able to come onto your channel to support you? So Katie, Cory's little sister, Katie, is actually a moderator for us. And then I have a couple siblings who are right there wanting to come and talk. I'll never ask them to make that choice. If they want to and they want to come on and express themselves, then I will absolutely. That is the biggest reason I started this platform, was for my own family to have an outlet to be able to talk about what they wanted to talk about. And so, yeah, again, if you are Cory's family, our family, I feel like we're so new at this that I didn't know that we had, that we wanted to like interview people or have, you know what I mean? Cause we're so brand new at it. But our own siblings, it would be more of a conversation, I guess, if you say, but there are tons of people who support us in our own families, and even some who are still in the AUB that support us. And they are always welcome to come on our channel whenever they want to. I just won't push that onto them, because vulnerability hangovers are real. They're scary and they're hard to process through sometimes. And so I never want to put a sibling in a situation where they might feel a little compromised. So yeah, but we will always allow them to come on. Aunts, uncles, ex-AUB, current AUB, whoever wants to, please. Our email is notestosell444@gmail.com. Feel free, email us, call us if you have our number.
We'd love to do interviews.
Yeah. And Cory, in fact, Cory's little sister said there are many on our side of the family that support them completely. Well, even Preston Jessup's sister came up to us at the funeral, or came up to Cory at the funeral, and told him how grateful that their whole family's watching our channel, and how grateful they are that we are finally speaking the truth of what goes on behind the scenes in the AUB. So yeah, and I didn't get to talk to her. I'm really sad. I wish that I would have, because I get out to these experiences in the AUB, and then it's like I have so many loved ones that I just want to go hug and love, and then I get talking, and poor Cory's like just standing there waiting for me, and that's kind of what happened. So I didn't get to meet her or say hi to her. I know most of Preston's brothers. I was good friends with quite a few of his brothers, and then friends with a couple of sisters, but I don't know a lot of the other sisters. And so I don't know, Cory's over here. Cory is horrendous for remembering people's names. And this is something that he's working on. So he can get better at this. Cause I'm like, well, who is that? I don't know. They told me their name. I'm like, I will kill you. And I can remember somebody's name from preschool. And Cory really struggles remembering names. So
I had to learn 46 brothers and sisters names. So
yeah, right.
That was that filled up my whole brain. So
You're right. So yeah, I know that I think eventually some of my siblings will come out and start speaking, especially, my mom, there is um a lot going on between my parents right now with their separation. And I think as more and more of that becomes public, I think a lot more of my siblings will start to speak out. So, but again, I want them to come to that term on their own. Um, because I never want them to feel like they were coerced into coming on. And then bam, that vulnerability smacks them right in the face. And then they're like, you made me go on and I wasn't ready. So that's why we don't push it. But yeah, let's see. Um, yeah, but Katie, we adore Katie, and we've been having her on here modding for us for quite a while now. I think 6 months now since we really started going live a lot. And by the way, we will be going live a lot more regularly now that I'm feeling better, and now that we have learned how to. Well,
yeah,
we're
but
still
we're learning
learning
how to
how
get
to do this.
everything
So
set up.
again, you might find some surprise lives where we're just like
Oh, let's
yesterday.
talk about this.
Well, I know, but yesterday we were playing around and all of a sudden we realized we were live for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
We're like, what the hell? But the algorithm, because we didn't post anything in July, we have fallen off the algorithm. So people just aren't finding our channel. They're not seeing us anymore. They're not getting notifications. So if you did subscribe or you went and followed us and you got to hit that notification. I tried it with one of my other accounts. I clicked off the notification and then reapplied it because I wasn't getting notifications of our channel either. And I think that's just part of the algorithm. We're just going to have to get back into the algorithm.
Posting.
Yeah. And that's what I told Corey. I'm like, I wish we would have had a backup of a bunch of videos that we had already, so that we could have kept posting while I was down sick, but we didn't. So we're learning this YouTube thing. We're always the shit show around here. And I love how everyone's like, we're here for your guys' shit show. So yeah, Katie says it is scary. It's different. Like Katie's behind the camera, or she's behind the computer modding for us, but she's not. It's very scary to put your face out there and to stand up for what you believe in. And I think for me, I'm not here in defiance against my dad. I'm here to speak for the truth that I know to be true, and that we know to be true. And that's why we can come back on and give our commentary,
Yeah.
even after being so threatened by a leader.
Mm.
What are you laughing at?
It just, it, I don't know. It wasn't a threat to me. It was like, hey, you should do more of this. So it was a challenge for me. So I appreciated him just saying, hey, go out there and tell your truth.
Yeah.
So he said it in one way, I heard it in the other. So
Yeah.
probably my nefarious revelation from the mouthpiece of the Lord, but I'm known for the nefarious revelations. So
Yeah. And see, for me, I didn't look at it as a challenge. I looked at it more as
keep doing what we're doing.
yeah, I believe in what we're doing, and I have confidence that we do it with as much integrity as we possibly can. And so therefore I'm okay with it.
And we
So
must be doing something right. The mouthpiece of the Lord is watching us. So
you're egging on
I
you're egging
am.
on some juju here.
Yep.
I'm like, you take all that juju and karma over there. I don't want any more over here. I'm tired.
Thanks
Tanya
for watching me again, big guy.
Tanya says, would love to watch more interviews of anyone from the group who wants an outlet to speak up.
Yep.
Yeah. And for us, we felt like we wanted to get more comfortable on our channel because, yeah, just even owning that we came from this lifestyle and so publicly putting it out there is scary. So, yeah. Catherine says, yes, you could be the you could use the bolstering, but I don't blame you for not wanting to push them. Yeah. I definitely want to make sure that they are ready when they're ready. I think I was ready, again, we are getting more comfortable. So our ayahuasca video will be coming up sooner than later, but that's such a vulnerable topic for us that we are, yeah. we're getting to the point where eventually we'll talk about it, but that was such a healing experience for me that I can come on here and speak with integrity
Mhm.
and know that what I'm saying is true for me.
Yep.
And so, yeah. Um let's see. So blessed says, thank you so much. It says, anytime my devices do auto updates, my notifications go wacky on all social platforms. Turning notifications off and then back on seems to fix it. Yeah, that's what I've noticed too
Yeah.
with my other account. Um, oh, my sister's answering questions. I love that. Elsa said, is there a back to school routine of some sort that the AUB follows? My sister says, depends on the family. Most of the Plig kids go to the AUB church. My dad's kids went to public school. We went to the AUB church for 1 year and then back to public school. So yeah, we went. I never went to the AUB. I actually was a teacher at the AUB. And that's where Mary's mom came in and mentored me and helped me to get my homeschooling license so that I could be a teacher out there at the AUB school. Um, so yeah,
Pinesdale, where I grew up, they had I think it was a kindergarten through eighth grade um, school that was run by the community.
yeah,
And so most of the kids went to up to eighth grade at the community school and then went down to complete high school down at Corvallis or Hamilton, whatever the school systems were there. My dad chose to start a Pines High where some of the kids would come uh, to the Pines uh, packet system. We did packets. And so then I got a GED high school equivalent when I was done. But there was only, in my graduating class, there was only two of us. Most of the rest of the community went down and got a high school diploma from Corvallis. So,
yeah.
but my a lot of my brothers and sisters finished up the packet systems and then went and got their GED, and then some of them went on to college, and so and I think I could be wrong, but I think like my littlest brother went to Corvallis and um, uh, Corvallis High School and was
Yeah.
on the pole vaulting team and stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
that's right. I forgot about that.
So
So yeah, they were talking about how hard would that be on kids of this sort to go to public school. Um, and she said, I meant living in such a secret world and then going into the public school. So
yeah,
for me, I went to public school most of my life, and I just never fit in. I didn't want to be friend. I didn't ever have friends in public school. I never had anybody that I'd go home with or have sleepovers with or anything like that because I was always taught, why would I want to have somebody that wasn't a part of God's kingdom as a friend? And so I just never became friends with people
mm-hmm.
outside of the church. So if I ever did any activities with any friends, it was always with my church friends because school friends, they were of the world. And we had to, and one of the biggest sayings that I grew up with is be in the world, but not of the world. And so there was no point in having worldly friends because they couldn't do anything with us anyways. And so, and they were less than us. And so I only had church friends. So most of, they do try to encourage the AUB school or the private school because you can be, there's so much influence, especially from children in that age group. So
Well,
there
they
is,
can teach a lot more religion in there too.
right. Well,
So
and they don't want you to be influenced by friends at
yeah,
school. And so, and now with the internet, like, yeah, that's crazy.
and up in Pinesdale where we lived, everybody in the valley knew if you were from Pinesdale, and so I did have friends outside of the Pinesdale uh, community too, down in Corvallis and stuff like that. I worked down uh, at a lot of the farms and stuff like that. So I had associates and friends that were outside of the AUB growing up also.
Yeah.
And then most of my mom's family was part of the LDS church down here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a few friends within the AUB up there in Pinesdale, but some of my friends were outside of it. So,
Yeah.
and it wasn't because I went to school down there. It's just because I worked in the communities uh, throughout the valley, picking apples, changing pipes, doing hay. I worked in all the farm communities, whether they're AUBs or not. So,
Yeah. And I love this. Thank you so much, Rosa, for being so active in our chat. So, Rosa, I don't know if you're currently in the AB or not, but um, thank you for all your feedback in our chat. She says that she had casual school friends that she left at school, that they were separate from church friends. And that she also felt like an outsider in public school. And that's how I felt too. I felt exactly that way.
yeah, I never got to go. So,
Never got to go to public school.
but
Yeah. Um, welcome, Helgi.
we were just friendly with everybody. So,
Yeah.
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 We just got Helgi as a member of our channel, which we are working on that right now too, to figure out membership stuff. Elsa says, I'm fascinated by the day to day. Those are the videos I'm looking for. Back to school, swapping clothes between homes type stories. Oh, yeah. So many of those types of stories. In our family, we didn't swap clothes between mothers as much because my mom's kids were the older kids. And we were in the hierarchy of our family, we were at the bottom. And so my mom had most of the girls, the other mother had most of the boys. She did have a girl, and she was not going to wear our hand-me-downs because she was better than us. And so she was not going to wear our hand-me-downs. So we did not do a lot of clothes swapping in our family for some of those reasons. And of course, I'm the oldest of my mother's children. And I actually said that on a podcast one time. I'm the oldest of my mother's children. And somebody in the comments got so offended by that. Like, they're all your siblings. I'm like, I understand that. But
how we clarify
it's how we clarify like where you are in the family. I still
Mhm.
consider them siblings. It's just, yeah, I'm the oldest of my mother's children.
Not my father's.
Yeah, not my father's, but yeah. Cory, your voice is getting too quiet.
Oh, sorry.
No, oh, Rosa says my status is complicated. I would say I'm out, but my husband and some of the kids are in some of level of it. Yeah.
See, this is where I need my brothers to come on because I was the oldest, and so once a year we'd get. Well, I would get a new package of underwear for Christmas, and they would get hand-me-downs.
That's so horrible.
Courtney always tells my little brother tells the story that he always had hand-me-down underwear and didn't like it. So
that's so horrible. Like, I just think that is one of the worst things that you could ever hand me down.
yeah,
I just think I think it's mean. So Spooky Micah says, I'm a little bit behind, but is there any feud going on with the leaders right now for your dad to feel that he needs bodyguards? That's a very loaded question because so as you guys are probably, most people who watch Sister Wives are aware, Christine Brown's grandfather is the one who started the AUB, and he was killed by a rival polygamist cult, and they came in, and so there's always that fear. And then his brother took over the AUB, and he had a lot of threats towards him and his life. And yeah, then
so
there's
they've always kind of been prepared after.
yeah, I feel like there's always, and so that's why when they came out with the show, I believe it was I think it was called Escaping Polygamy or How I Left My Cult, they talked about the priesthood protection team in the AUB, that they had their own little militia, and which I just thought was so ridiculous because they're just always prepared. I feel like they're always trying to be prepared because they've been hit from behind several times in several different situations.
Well, there's competing polygamous groups out there.
Yeah.
So all
right.
the time. So
they don't, and so if a threat or if somebody just jokingly said, like if we jokingly said on this channel, they take that serious and they have reason to feel that way because they have been hit from behind in the past.
Yep.
So hopefully that makes sense. I was pretty frustrated when I saw other content creators talking about, oh, the AUB has militia, they have all these things. I was a little frustrated by that because I'm like, you're making this sound so extreme, but it is extreme because of the circumstances. You get some guy in there, it's not necessarily the prophet, but you get a follower who radicalizes himself to the point where he's like, I'm going to go out there and make a name for myself, or I'm going to go out there and, yeah.
I'm the lion of the Lord right now, or
Right.
whatever.
So, yeah,
These
this is
kind of
such a loaded
communities,
question.
these kind of communities attract
Extreme people,
extreme people. So,
fanatical people,
and they're
extreme
in there.
people who then
So,
feel justified because they are acting in the name of God.
yep.
So that is one of the reasons why when we got in the car after this situation it happened, and we both like, I don't think we fully appreciated or respected how much in danger we actually could have been.
Yeah. In case somebody decided that they wanted to impress the prophet and the prophet just threw a tantrum. And so, and I don't even know if he realizes that him throwing a tantrum like that, there's people within there that feel like that they want to impress the Lord's mouthpiece. So.
Yeah. Well, and my dad got a new wife, and there was some stuff thrown around that the ex-husband was angry and was going to come after my dad. I mean, it's just it's
just
gossip,
hearsay.
and it's a load of crap. It's not true. Um and again, that's where you get these fanaticals that are like, they're almost like trigger happy. They want something to come down so that they can be the one who stepped in and took care of the leader of the church. And so it's almost like they're looking for a fight that isn't necessarily there. And so when that happened with my dad's newest wife and the ex-husband, which I was hesitant to bring up because he's related to like he's Cory's brother. So yeah, my dad did marry Cory's ex sister-in-law. Yeah, and oh yeah, my best friend at one point in my life. So there's that. But yeah, you just get a lot of fanaticals who they go out looking for a fight that's not necessarily there because they want to make a name for themselves. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Rosa goes, now you know I'm going to go off on that PPT thing. That was the biggest joke ever. And they did that just, I mean, if you notice, I think they only did one episode on AUB. Somebody said it was on escaping polygamy. I think they only did one episode about AUB, maybe two. And it was just so far-fetched and so far out there that it was just infuriating to even watch it. It's like, really? That's who you're going to have protect you? Okay, good luck with that. What are you thinking? You're like, I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to bite my tongue. Yeah. So we're going to go for about 10 more minutes because we've been going for almost 2 hours. Can you believe that? These always go by so fast. Before we used to pretty regularly do our lives on Mondays and Fridays, and then we found Wednesdays typically were better for our viewers. So I think we're going to try to start doing them again on Monday evenings, and Wednesdays I think are going to be our 2 days that we're going to try to.
Yeah, because weekends are going to be exciting and fun.
Why? What's we have going on weekend?
I don't know. Work.
Oh, that is when we work the most, is weekends.
Weekends are.
We tend to work weeknights and weekends the most because that's when our clientele are off work, and so yeah. Let's see. Somebody says, are they more likely to work harder at keeping the daughters in versus the sons? Absolutely, they are.
Yeah. Again, the daughters are being told to shut up and not speak unless, especially about stuff that they don't know about or shouldn't know about, or yeah, they're the ones that are conditioned, I would say, or it's scary growing up as a kid in the AUB, and so you're taught to be obedient. Even the boys are taught to be obedient,
right?
But you're also taught that you're going to be responsible and you need to learn stuff. So, very, but to the girls, how old is he? Can tell his girls to shut up and don't speak about what
Things you don't understand.
things you don't understand and don't have the capacity to understand.
Yeah.
So, and it's infuriating. And so he's got granddaughters that he t- it's infuriating. He talks to his daughters and
Yeah.
possibly his granddaughters that way. So
I would come
not
across the
again.
table at
Yep.
him if he talked to my daughters that way. There's no way that I would sit back
Yep.
and allow that to happen. I would literally I would come unglued. Um, Somebody says, when did your dad have a meltdown, Mel? What occasion? I don't remember hearing about that. We haven't posted the video on it yet.
Yeah,
So
we'll
we
do
will
one.
be posting that here soon. It was just on Friday. We ran into him at a public event in the AUB at a funeral. So it was the least expected occasion for something like this to happen. And so we just haven't dropped the video yet,
Thought
but
he
it will be
had more
coming.
decorum than that. He was more of a gentleman than that. So
Yeah, I'm disappointed in his
Yeah.
lack of gentlemanness. Yeah.
time and place. So
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see here. So blessed says Mel, I'm just sorry. So sorry for the way you experienced a father. So scary and shameful. Yeah. And I know that I'm not the only one in the world to experience a father like this. I definitely know that. I know that there's a lot of people out there who do experience their parents this way, and it's scary. It's hard to do that. Maybe not everybody gets on YouTube and talks about it, but it can definitely trigger a lot of emotion, and but we're all about it.
Yeah.
For me, I honestly would rather not have confrontations like that, but when I do, it's going to be an opportunity for me to heal.
Yep.
It's going to be an opportunity for me to walk through some triggers that I still have.
And I feel like my father was humbled, and we had more conversations. Him and I didn't agree on everything, but we had conversations, and I understand where he was coming from. And but yeah, and he passed, so I don't know how he. I think he would have supported me in my conversation. I definitely know my dad probably wouldn't look at me and say, I can see how he can come up with that point of view. Yeah, I can see that. So a little bit more understanding. And so
Yeah.
hopefully her dad goes, I can see how they came up, how, why they feel that way. So
Yeah.
especially after this, he should be able to go, yeah, I can see why they're frustrated a little bit with the AUB and the behaviors within the AUB. So
Yeah. Paul House says one show said that Robin's brother-in-law, who was in charge of the PPT a couple of years ago. It's funny because it's more
whose brother-in-law?
Robin's brother-in-law. I'll tell you off camera who he is.
Okay.
But the thing is, I don't think that they ever really had a militia. It was more Boy Scouts. It was more, hey, let's take our boys in the. It is preparedness training. Hell, we take our kids for preparedness training. That's not.
Yeah.
It's.
I did the same thing when I was growing up. We were part of the Boy Scouts. I got my merit badge. I got, and so that's why I was surprised. But
You're like, I got my Boy Scout badge. I wasn't asked to be a part of this elite team.
Yeah. Well, and I can see why they probably wouldn't have asked me because I wasn't compliant. So, yeah, they could have an elite team. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I think it's more along the lines of they've got selected men who are set aside to protect the prophet because of what's happened to previous prophets. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can see one of these elite Green Berets want to make him name for themselves within the AUB to protect the prophet too. So,
and that's the scary part is these extremists that go rogue.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you got to worry about. Those are the ones you got to pay attention to. And they become extreme, and then they just go rogue, and it's like, what the hell just happened? And it hits you before you know it. And so yeah, I believe in absolutely being prepared um it for anything. And
Mhm.
so without being an extremist, I believe absolutely in being prepared. We believe in preparing our children. And so really that's what I believe it was. It's not necessarily a militia for per se. But then again,
Mhm.
what do we know?
We could be wrong.
We could
We
absolutely be
should shut
wrong.
up and sit down because we haven't been a part of it for 30 years. So
Yeah,
I don't know what they got going on now.
exactly. Exactly. Somebody,
So,
Catherine says, or Melinda says, we should all be prepared in a certain manner.
mhm.
Catherine says, we are with you. We love you. Your father is coming from a tremendous weak position. And if he feels like he needs henchmen with his own daughter. Yeah.
Yep.
My mom comes back and says, good people can be non-compliant too.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up now because we've been going at this for 2 hours. But
Yep.
thank you guys all so much. We're gonna have another video coming out for you here. We're gonna wrap
Mhm.
up season 3 of Sister Wives. Again, I think that right now we're on episode 11, and I think it's episode 12 that we get the surrogacy thing going on, but I'm not exactly sure. So I'm kind of looking forward to watching that because we have not seen that episode yet.
Okay.
So I'm excited to watch that one. But thank you all for
Yep.
who joined us live. We really appreciate it. And again, we got kicked out of the algorithm. We can already tell that. So we appreciate if you guys share, like our stuff. Maybe hit that bell, click it off, and then click it back on. That's what I've had to do on some of my other accounts.
Yeah.
And so that way you can get notified if we're going live, or if I'm trying to when we do schedule live, I'll always do a post on it that says, hey, we're going to go live. I also post more day-to-day stuff that we do on Instagram. So if you want to follow our Instagram, all of our social medias are in our page, or on our homepage. So we do more
Melanie does
reels.
a lot of comedy stuff too. It's amazing to
The
watch.
other night I was so tired, and I had a glass of wine, and I thought, oh, let's get on TikTok and make a voiceover videos. That's fun.
That was fun.
It was funny. We
Mhm.
had a
It
good
was
time.
fun.
We sat out on our back porch and just the two of us, and
Just
just chit
relaxed.
chatted. It was amazing. It was a great night, a very well needed, relaxed night. So we love you guys all. Thank you guys so much. Watch for our videos. They're going to be dropping faster than you know. We appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, here, say goodbye, Cory.
See ya.
Bye.